This is literally insane. My friend had a final round interview last Tuesday at a company she was telling me about. She told me she was going to hear back on last Friday. Now it's been over a week. It's the following Friday. And I forgot to check in with her. We were like texting and I was like, oh, by the way, did you get that job? And she was like, no, I haven't heard back from them. Haven't heard back? That is insane. She had the job interview over a week and a half ago, the final round interview. They said they would get back to her by Friday. It's now been a whole week. It's the next Friday. She said she emailed them twice. No response.
This is why companies have positions posted, even if they're already hiring somebody internally. They literally have to. It's the law. It is the law for federal contractors. If you are a federal contractor, that means if you have a government contract or you want to have a government contract, any position that is posted according to the OFCCP, they have to list all their employment opportunities, even promotions, for at least 5 business days. They open up these positions because what if there are better candidates out there when you give them a chance? It's also supposed to kind of limit nepotism in the sense that, hey, my neighbor's son needs a job and y'all can just hire him real quick without posting the position. They still got to post it for at least 5 days. Companies don't always know they're going to hire somebody internally when they post these positions, but sometimes they already have somebody that they want to hire. Another kicker is even if they post the position, but they change something on the position, they have to repost the position for another 5 business days, even if they're already making an offer to somebody. So unfortunately, ghost jobs are actually real. Very rarely, but sometimes you will see a company will actually post it in the application that this is not a real position. They just have to post it. They'll say they already have like an internal candidate identified, which is nice because it does save us a little bit of time. But for the most part, it's just because they're legally required.
Before you start going ham on job applications in the new year, make sure you know how to spot ghost jobs. If you are not already privy to this frustrating phenomenon, ghost jobs are job postings at legitimate companies that don't actually represent a real job opportunity. And they happen for a variety of reasons, most typically pointing to bad behavior from the employer. In a survey, 60% of hiring managers actually reported to leaving job postings up for more than a month for a number of reasons. Maybe they want to give the impression a company is still growing. Maybe they want to continue to collect resumes in case a current candidate doesn't work out. And some even admitted to using it as a scare tactic to motivate current employees because they think their job is at risk. Listen, we believe in the supernatural over here, and with the chaos of the 2023 hiring market, we're trying to stay away from ghost jobs at all costs. Here's what you can do to avoid applying for jobs that are not gonna go anywhere. Speed is honestly the best way to get to real job opportunities. Be the earliest applicant you possibly can by setting job alerts, filtering for jobs that are posted recently, and avoiding any postings that have been up for at least a month. Before you start any applications, cross-reference that job to the company's website. Look for any layoffs news or check for a company's name on layoffs.fyi. If you are seeing news about recent rounds of layoffs and they still have job openings available, chances could be high that they're not hiring, or they could have really bad hiring practices and you might want to just avoid them anyway. You can review feedback on Glassdoor or Blind for complaints of ghost jobs, and be careful for actual scams that are preying on your finances or trying to steal your personal info.
I got fired from my second job because I wouldn't post a ghost job. So let me explain what I do for my second job, what I did for my second job. I was a hiring manager. I usually just post job listings sometimes on Indeed or other job listing websites for my company. I'm not going to explain what company that is because I can't do that. But I am going to talk about what I can talk about because I read through my NDA. I used to post ghost jobs, which are fake jobs to encourage our current employees to work harder. These jobs will be fake jobs, so you can apply for the listing, but not actually get hired. They're called ghost jobs. You're probably wondering, I applied for all these places, why am I not getting callbacks? You might have applied for a ghost job, which isn't a real job. It's just put there to show that we're looking for new hires at higher rates to get our current employees to work harder, as an incentive to make them work harder, as opposed to increasing the base pay or the base rate. And I've made maybe 300 ghost job listings. I've made a lot. I've made so many. It's insane. And what messes me up is that they're still doing it. And I got into a little bit of a scuffle, a fracas, one might say, with my previous hire manager. My hire manager said, hey, you stopped posting ghost job listings. What's going on, buddy? It's really working. It's helping our team morale. I said, listen, this is the first time I've ever said this in my life. I don't feel good about doing this. This might be the first time I've ever said that. I don't feel good about, usually I have like no moral, no ethics about anything. I just didn't feel good at all about doing it, despite the fact that I was getting a massive bag from it. And he said, well, we need somebody to do it, and you're the best we've got. I'm not going to continue to post ghost job listings so our employees can act like they are scared to lose their jobs. That ruins their mental. It destroys their mental health deeply. And he said that's HR's job, not ours. So I'm talking to him, and I'm arguing. And at this point, he's shouting, I'm calm. So I'm thinking I can take it to HR, and he says, we're probably going to have to talk about this later, but you should clock out for the day. I said, I don't want to clock out for the day because we're not done talking about this specific issue. This is insane. This is psychotic. So I go cool off. I talk to my friends in the Discord. We're cooling off. We're talking about it. Another one of my friends did the same job as I do. He also posts ghost jobs. And it's disgusting. It's not just my company. It is every company I'm seeing doing this. It's Walmart doing this. It's Amazon doing this. I'm not going to disclose my company, but it's Best Buy doing this. They're posting these fake job listings to trick you into thinking, oh, well, they're hiring a bunch of other things, or because just in case you're looking to move to a new job or talk about needing a pay raise, and they'll post a new job at a higher rate. Say you got hired in at $17 an hour. They'll post a ghost job at $22 an hour. And if you try to apply for that, they'll clock you for that. If you try to apply for that, they'll clock you for that, and they'll know it's you because they got your social security number and you applying for the job. It is a disgusting business practice. Because as soon as you apply to get a higher position or anything like that, they'll talk to you about it. And they'll ask you, why do you want a higher position? Do you want more pay? Are you dedicated to the company? They'll give you a performance review. They'll check everything about you just to see. I recommend, this is my honest opinion, this is my honest recommendation, doing the bare minimum at jobs. Bare minimum. I mean bare minimum at jobs. Just coast. Just coast by doing the bare minimum at jobs. Don't try to do anything extra or crazy. Just coast by doing the bare minimum at jobs. I'm so serious. Because I didn't know this was so much of it. I thought it was just my job doing this. I thought we were like the monopoly on doing this. That's what I thought. But I'm applying to other jobs. I'm applying to other places. And I'm noticing the ghost jobs. I'm noticing that there are many of them. There are so many ghost jobs that are just fake. They're just fake jobs. I am sickened. I'm disheartened. I'm disgusted. I'm angry because I don't have my second job anymore, by the way. It was a small job. I worked 20 hours a week just doing the analytics and the hiring for a company. That's all I did. But I still work at Amazon. But man, I'm just sickened. Amazon doesn't care about what I post, by the way. They're fine with me doing whatever. Amazon doesn't check anything I do. They don't care about me at all. But man, this is stupid. This is weird. Look up ghost jobs. Just look them up.
I work in HR. Do you represent the interest of the employer or the employees? The employees. So that would include hiring new employees to help manage workload. Absolutely. Absolutely. So your team is actively reviewing candidates that apply to your job postings. I assume no risk if we don't hire anyone. You have no incentive to hire people, but you represent the employees. Okay, hold on. You will post jobs that don't even exist. Yes, colloquially it's known as a ghost job, but in the industry it's called a synthetic job. Synthetic job. Synthetic job. That is crazy. It's not. It's awesome. Makes us look like we're growing so we look good to investors, and it also gives false hope to employees that we're hiring so we reduce turnover rates. It's a win-win. Okay, let's say in a typical year you put out 500 job postings on LinkedIn. How many of those are synthetic? Let's see, 500... I'd say about 99%. How much bigger is the ghost job market than the actual job market? I'd say about 20 times. It was in that moment Jacob realized the job market was a hoax. His 4-year college degree was for nothing. And if the job was real, he'd never be able to compete with AI.
This goes out to anyone and everyone who has ever been ghosted in the job interview process, myself included. I have absolutely been ghosted before, and I know how shitty it feels. It makes you question your qualifications, your skills. It makes you question your personality. Like, did they just not like me? And it sucks, and it can make you feel, honestly, really depressed. I don't necessarily have a solution for you, but I will tell you that when you are ghosted, places that ghost people are places that you don't want to work. And I know that doesn't make it any better for the time being, but I just encourage you, if you've been ghosted, just forget about them, honestly. Move on to the next. Don't spend too much time beating yourself up. It's really, honestly, more than likely not because of you. It is because of them. It's one of the many reasons why I tell people don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you, a lot of times people get an interview and they're like, they stop interviewing other places. Don't. I know interviewing is exhausting, but if you have the opportunity to interview at more than one place, set up multiple interviews, interview at different places. But ultimately, if you're ghosted, take a minute, let yourself feel shitty about it, but don't spend too much time on it because, again, it is likely not your fault. But I'm with you. I know it feels like shit. Dust yourself off, on to the next.